Welcome to Ecom Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show brought to you by Seguno and Postscript and AMP. And it is Tuesday, February 24th in the year of our Lord 2026. And we are coming to you live at an undisclosed location in the beautiful Austin, Texas area. And we have a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to talk about the art of the undercut and how delivery guy Tony has overcome DoorDash and many others inside of his local area. There's lessons to take away and apply for building a cult brand online. Dove has launched a almost too honest campaign. What do I mean by that? They're actually advertising that people say their product smells hella bad. Is that too honest? And does this ultimately hurt them? And we are going to be joined by Builder of Builders, co-founder of APFX, James Camp. I have known him for many years because he taught me that you can buy and build and flip digital real estate. We're going to talk about actually implementing AI inside businesses across the spectrum and what he is doing and how he has helped e-com founders and others like yourself inside our space. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get inside of this show.
Let's go. We need to be looks maxing to MOG ASU fraternity leaders at all times.
I have yet to follow that drama because I have children and I am an adult. So I have not been following that. But I had some trusted Gen Z friends that told me that I've been looks maxing and mogging for many decades now. So
Let's go.
Yeah, I did receive that.
That's
good
Riz.
news. Now, I was going to move forward to our first story here, but somebody very important has entered into the show, and he's here right now. I am talking about the one and only James Camp. Not yet, Carson, not yet. I'm talking about the one and only James Camp, who has been online, holding companies, sold it for $1 bajillion, buying, growing, selling digital real estate. He's really a growth maxer in all respects. Is that fair?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
And a looks maxer, too. He's a good-looking guy. James Camp, get inside of this show, sir. We need you in here. Get in here.
What's going on? What's going on?
Let's go, baby.
The best intro I've ever had.
Let's
I
go.
don't want to frame mog you right now. I don't want to frame mog, but I can't help it.
You can't help it.
He can't help it. It's all good.
I think I lost him. Did you
I
lose
lost him? He's still here, though.
You're back. You're back. Wow. Man, we have been
sold my company for $10 bajillion.
Exactly.
Not a billion. Please.
Exactly. 10 bajillion. And this next one, James, after we run up implementing AI all over the world, this one's going for $100 bajillion. Is that right?
We only do aliens in this office. We only talk in the aliens at all times when we're talking about money. For sure.
That's perfect.
James, you are one of the few people on the internet. Actually, I know two. Two people on the internet and in my entire network who are actually picking up the picks and shovels and making the most of this gold rush in the AI era. And what I mean by that is, man, from what I can tell, you are in it to win it, and you are implementing AI for businesses 8 figures and above and doing it everywhere. And tell us about what you're doing and where most companies are just missing the boat right now in terms of AI.
So, when it comes to e-com specifically, I do want to note that I really believe you either sort of have to sell the pickaxes and shovels like I do, or you have to physical products in the future, right? I think a lot of
I lost him for a brief moment.
I lost him.
It's all good.
You're back. We're back.
We're back.
Sometimes you have to step out just to make people miss you for a second. You know what I mean? You got to.
It's fair.
It's tension. It's a scarcity. It's false scarcity that I'm running here, right?
This is right. Useful marketing tactic.
Useful marketing tactic. So everyone, at my core, I'm actually not traditionally an ops guy. I'm a marketer, like at my core. I've been for 20 go into like myself to, thing as a perspective of how to use AI. But what's really, really fascinating, I mean, you see ARC ad, you see all these people that are talking about ad creative, right? And by the way, amazing stuff that can be done. I mean, we can talk about it. Like we're building full landing pages and funnels and all the email flows, right? And so you can do creative. And obviously you see, if you guys follow Cody, CEO of Jones Road, he's been literally saying like, I am building all these landing pages and stuff myself as well, right? And you're, 9-figure brand, right? No problem at all. But where I think a lot of people that come from e-commerce are missing the boat is actually in much more like boring processy type things, where like that's the big opportunity. Like we're building for a beauty brand, a component tracking platform that connects to their ERP. So like, and they've only got like 6 components, but you can extrapolate this out to like, imagine you're talking about electronics or cars, right? So it's like, okay, so like this bottle cap is coming from Ningbo, and this box is coming from Shenzhen, and I'm mixing up the Chinese cities, I'm sure, but you get my point, right? And so like, how are we going through WhatsApp and Slack and all these different channels and updating predicated on shipping manifests, predictive modeling of when you're actually going to get all the components here to the US so that you can say to a retailer, forget even sell through, right? Because that's obviously important as well. But then how do you tie that into sell through so you can predict when you're actually going to need to order a new bottle cap, right? That seems to me, as someone who cut their teeth as an affiliate marketer 20 years ago, that is the most boring thing on the planet. I have no
same. It's so boring.
It's super important though.
Any of that, right? What?
Yeah, super important though. Super important.
Well, super important. And I think that people will realize, like, as you scale, a lot of this, I think a lot about like second and third order effects. And so it's like on the surface, I'm like, oh, well, that's not so important. But like, yeah, if you do a few $1 million a year, that's not hyper important. But like, as you sort of scale into 8 figures and above, you start realizing that like sales and ops forecasting is like sort of the only way these businesses stay alive and continue to grow. So to answer your question, people like me, and I think a lot of guys and gals that get into e-com love writing copy and ad creative and media buying, and so because that's that hoorah, let's go. But there's this like unsung hero of e-com, which is ops, and I think that like that's where a lot of opportunity exists currently.
That sounds so more second and third level down and so much more actually impactful to the P&L of the business than just, hey, now I can have a cheaper personal assistant. Because you know what I'm saying? Which I think that's how a lot of us are using it now. It's like, okay, great. Yeah, I can answer my emails and stuff, but that sounds so much more impactful.
You know what I mean? Like, I had a call this morning, a sales call, not e-com focused, but with a construction company doing like good money. And, the founder or CEO, very smart, amazing guy. But he's like, dude, if I could just have my email summarized. I was like, bro, I'm going to blow your mind. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this is where your head is at, like, I'm going to blow your mind about what's possible. And I think you have to recognize that we all hang out in our little Twitter bubble, right? Yeah. And so it's very weird because I have good friends who run media buying agencies who've never stepped on Twitter, or, running $100 million brands who are not on Twitter and are not seeing what we're seeing. Yeah. And you also have to recognize that what happens, or one has to recognize that what happens is like, we all become slaves to this algorithm, sadly, right? So what's exciting to make content about? Oh, it's how do I replace myself with a hot chick and do UGC, right? That is what is going to go viral in the algo, right? Like, but that is not necessarily, it might speak to, and I think we're entering that world. I think you guys are doing it really well. TBPN has done it really well, where it's like a recognition of like verticalized audience is like hyper valuable, like niche audience, as opposed to like just trying to like be Mr. Beast, you know what I mean? And go like as broad as possible. But so, if I want to go viral in the algo, I might get 20 likes on people on talking about, predictive modeling for when components can be assembled in the US. But is it more going to go viral for me to like make myself like a beautiful woman? And you know what I mean? Like I think we all know. I think we all know.
We do. We all know. We all know.
James, following up with that, I mean, I see that you're focused a little bit on e-commerce. And I had a discussion this morning with a guy in real estate who basically wants to do all of the stuff that you're doing.
You're free. I'm focused on what? Go for it. I'm here.
Yeah. So you're focused on the e-commerce aspect of things.
Sure.
Is there an industry that you're also thinking about where you're saying, God, this just needs to be disrupted like nobody's business? Like somebody could go in there and just clean up like you wouldn't believe if you just were able to build these things.
So ironically, I have, we go after what we know, right? And so I have like a competitive unfair advantage with e-commerce, right? Like I built some brands. I was open source first acquisition. Like I know this space very, very well. So it's very easy for me. I probably in the past 2 weeks have had phone calls with like over 5 brand owners that are doing over 100 million a year and another 10 doing over 50 million. But that's just because that's my network in my world. And with that said, I want to be candid and say that like, I'm also like not just a slave to the algo, but a slave to where the like data telling me that there are other opportunities as well, which is that like when I hop on the phone with a $30-40 million construction company this morning, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, like, there's some real magic here, right? Or so like for us, like we're working with one mid-market PE firm, right? And like and they own like, they're a small shop, lower middle market, but they own like 5, maybe 6 portcos. They're all services businesses, like in the Sun Belt, like hoorah, let's go. You know what I mean? Like that is, and so I think that like the problem I run into in our corner is that anyone who, all you gotta do is get in the cloud and you're like, I can build anything, right? And so the problem is that people also think they can build anything. And I will tell you that there's a large delta between like most people can get themselves 70 or 80% of the way there. I had a really interesting call with someone yesterday, really smart, nice guy. He shows me this whole thing. I was like, this is amazing. And then I'm realizing like, oh, this is just like a UI. Do you mean like, this is not actually, there's like nothing actually functioning behind this, right? And so like, it looks cool, right? But then like, how do you make sure that it actually works, right? And like, that's a whole nother layer of it. So what I'd say is that like, I'm finding for me sweet spot, and this goes into the operational stuff here, right? It's like the part that AI is worst at is creativity. That's just 100% the truth. So as I realized that with e-com, take that to services businesses, take it to where there's like very boring, repeatable processes that you just have humans looking over invoices to go into like 18 different vendor portals and chase them down. And it's like, that's 4 hours a day. Another one that we're playing, and I don't want to give too much away, is bidding, right? Is proposal bidding, right? It's like, man, like commercial production businesses. I think in our corner of e-com, people aren't spending $1 million on a commercial very often. Step outside DTC, and you're going to find a whole world where $1 million for a commercial makes a ton of sense.
It's a good
right?
point.
And you're going to find a whole world where you're at a mid-sized agency getting like 20 RFPs a week. And now you got to go bid out those RFPs, right? And so it's not, by the way, you're bidding. It doesn't mean you're winning it, right? So it's like,
it doesn't mean you're going to get it.
You're going to, exactly. And you might have 4, 5, 6, the call this morning, 13 pages of spreadsheets to talk about bidding out a contract,
my.
right? And so how can we sort of look through all the contracts you've won, go through your entire corpus of data of understanding who the contractors you work with are, which is the lens you use, what's the camera rental, what's the editing house going to cost, and then predicated on the RFP coming in and the creative that you make for it, then build you 90%. A lot of where we're at still is human in the loop still, which I'm very okay with. Where it's like, you get to look at this 90% done and approve it, make small edits to it before it goes out. So anyway, that's a bit of a rant. I apologize, but hopefully there's some context on that.
Oh, for sure. That's, I mean, I also agree with you. I think we're still in that human in the loop step. Cause I had this conversation and he was like, can I just automate this whole thing? I'm like, no, you still should look over this stuff. Like, don't just, don't go bananas with this. You should look over this. Please look over this. And he was like, okay. All right, that's fine.
To go with that, and just to sum this up real quick about human loop, I think is really important. This is, I don't want to come across as cocky here, but I'm not bad at organic content. Sort of where I'm not bad. I built a lot of my life on organic content, right? So I started in that game at 15 as blogging. But nice. I'm 37 for context. I just grew up at the right time. AOL was on a CD-ROM. I'm not even kidding.
You and me are from the same. We're from the same era, brother.
You know, I'm not smart. I just was born at the right moment in time and had an insatiable hunger to make money and didn't know how to do it except for the internet.
Nice.
But it's to say that, like, if you guys remember this, I'm sure you remember, for many years, everyone's like, hire a social media intern. And I can't tell you how mad that made me. Because the truth is, like, yes, you want to post product shots? Great. You hire a social media intern. In fact, a robot can do it for you. AI can do it for you today. No problem. But like, give me a brand new Twitter account, a brand new Instagram account, and give that to someone who doesn't know how to do that, right? And I'll crush them every time. And so my point about the human in the loop is that I will tell you that I'd say 50% of my organic content today, Lyft, is done by Claude. But it is I tweet from the hip pretty often, but sometimes what I'll do is like look at a concept I'm very interested in. I will use Whisper, which I wish they would pay me money because they don't. But Whisper's, I did 766,000 words on Whisper in the past 12 months.
James, I've been trying to get Chris on Whisper for the last 3 months now, and he won't do it.
It is. I just got.
It's amazing.
Shout out to my boy Oren. Oren meets world. Oren Trouble, and I've been fighting him on this for a year, and he texted me the other day. He's like, "God damn it, you're right. Like this has changed my life." You know, let's go. It really has. It takes a minute to get used to it, but points to what I do for organic content, and I think this is important about human in the loop, right? Is like conceptually, I yap like for 5 minutes straight about how I thousands of words just down, right? And then I will go back and forth with AI again and again. One of the best prompts ever is like double check your work, reiterate this until it's a 9 out of 10. You know, and it will like rework. I also have rule sets I've given of how I like to write. It's got my voice, right? And then it comes back out and I give it a quick human edit at the end, right? And so, but what's come for me, the magic of that is that it is James. It is my brain. It is my thoughts. It is just my new paintbrush. I want to be completely candid about that, right? And so that human in the loop when it comes to creativity, I've built these AI agents to do LinkedIn content, for example. It's like a 7, and I can get a 7 to come out, but a 10 is not coming out yet without a human in the loop. And I'm kind of happy about that, right? Like, it's what gives me my edge still over anyone else. So,
James, tell us about taking the processes and the things that you have learned. And I appreciate your the range of people and verticals and businesses that you're working with, and of course that you've experienced yourself. I really loved this story about you helping your friend's wife's business.
First of all, dude, I'm mad. I'm excited. She's like sending me this whole new Shopify store that she built herself.
I love that.
I swear to you guys, I texted her last night, and I'll walk you through that whole process in a minute. But like, she emails me something. She sent it to me. She's like, Claude is amazing, LOL. And I go look at her site, which is, I was going to do all this stuff I gave her this whole audit of what needs to be done, right? But like, and obviously all her email flows, which is HTML, right? I mean, but then like I go look at the site last night and it looks totally different again. And I was like, oh, and I realized that she just has been curious enough and has dove in enough to really, and by the way, we're going to do another audit. There's like things that like, there's like funnel problems she has. I mean, like her CTAs could be stronger. Like she should have some bundling. Like there's a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's been kind of crazy because the way I've been helping her is a way that I would charge a lot of money for it, for a long time. And I think anyone who's got the experience would as well. But work that do like hours and hours and hours. Most importantly, I think this is actually a really interesting thing about AI where people are losing the plot here. Yes, it can buy you back your time. God, I can't believe I'm going to even say this, but shout out Dan Martell on Buy Back Time.
Shout out Dan Martell.
I just happen to have it on my desk by chance there. I haven't read it in forever. It just happens to be right there. But my point is to say, like, people think about buying back time in the use of AI, and it absolutely can do that. But there's another piece of this where I think that, like, I've done a lot of consulting work in my life. I'm very proud to say that, like, after actually building things, I think a lot of consultants just consult. I've never built some things, but I know what it's like. And what I can tell you, the big jump that people are not recognizing about AI is this lack of emotional connection you have to getting work done. And so what that means is, like, there are certain things that it's not that I couldn't do 10 hours of work and that's nice and I would, but like, I just don't want to do it. So I put it off. Right. So like I give it an extra day or I give it an extra week, you know what I mean? And it just doesn't get done. And so now we have this weird video game, which is like a little bit of challenge with a dopamine reward attached to it pretty regularly, right? Where all of a sudden I'm finding these things that I found monotonous, boring, and I hated doing are now, I wouldn't say like fun, like, don't get me wrong, I want to go play some Call of Duty. It's very different, right? But is fun enough that like I'm like, and it's rewarding enough to me that like I'm gonna go put 3 hours into something. So my productivity just goes through the roof. So Lindsay, she is a fertility coach. She's in Austin. And she's amazing, sweet woman. I have done JVs with Agora. I have done some things in my life that I look back and I'm like, these are probably not the most, I've done some drop shipping, some affiliate marketing in my day. I don't know if they were net positives is my point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I got this friend's wife. She's amazing. She's, she had PCOS. Everyone told her she couldn't have a baby. She was having a real hard time getting pregnant. She helped herself. She's a nurse. Now she works in fertility. And a year ago, she started cracking on Instagram and just like sharing her thoughts on Instagram. And then shout out to my boys, Colin and Oren, who run Cut 30, because they are just, they crush with this. And it is, and I really do believe that you can be an expert in your niche and put out content there. And she got herself to like, I mean, I helped her like talk $10,000 a month. You know what I mean? Like through Instagram. That is, first of all, I want to, we all get caught up in these numbers, 100 million a year, but like putting $10,000 a month in your pocket, part-time from your pocket is huge. A game changer.
Pretty big deal.
I mean, it's massive. And so I decided, there was a point in time I was trying to help her last year. I just didn't have the time. Make her really converting well. And it was like, oh, we can, and by the way, not a single email flow, right? Not a single, not abandoned cart, not a win back, not a cross sell, none of it, right? And that for me, in a lot of the consulting I've done in e-commerce, the easiest win is often email, is that people don't recognize. It's like, it's a massive, obvious one. There's a brand I work with today that'll do, they're tracking to do 16 to 18 this year million. And like last year they did like 5. And like the year before when I met them, they were doing 1 and they were sending 1 email a month. And I stepped in and I was like, oh, I'm going to make you guys a lot of money. And so the way we did it with Lindsay is with the fertility coach stuff is like, we just like took all of her messaging, all of her voice. I used Manus, right? Like broke down what are like the 9 transactional emails that are going to be useful, right? Like an abandoned cart, a welcome sequence, cross-selling, upselling. Had some conversations with her. I record every conversation and feed it into AI to get like meeting notes from it. What's the actual do outs, the action items on it. And and I've done this enough in my life, right? That like fix and the email, like she'll definitely add. I mean, anyone who works in e-commerce will know that if you have no email, I can probably add 20% revenue to your business alone. Right? Forget 20%. Forget even like me talking about bundling or OTOs, right? Or like better, CTAs, like all this. I think will really add more like 30 or 40% to her business without changing anything, right? And then you just think about that compounding over the year. And that's assuming she doesn't grow at all, right? Like the business is going to grow. And then I think the other thing, I bought a company in 2021, Blue Angels Hearing. One of the 2 exits I like to yap about. And to be candid with you, the founder stayed on board. He stayed on board as CEO. He was amazing. He's a better operator than I am. A point is to say, like a lot of what we did to grow, it grew at like 8 to 10x. I got the exact numbers, but in less than a year, and sold it in less than a year. We were open source first acquisition. And a big piece that actually was pricing change, which is also another immediate lever I think that people don't think about a lot. But my point to bring that up is, we end up changing bottom line astronomically with the same business by changing the pricing. I don't care that conversion rate dropped a tiny bit. We doubled the price on certain products and conversion rate dropped a little bit. And our bottom line, we had less fulfillment with a lot more bottom line. So I like to think a lot about like second and third order effects. So to bring this back to AI and Lindsay with the fertility coaching and, and the blood testing, all that is like adding that to that business or the other business I don't want to say, but like the one I met a few years ago that'll do 15 to 18 this year. Like, it's the second and third order effects that really matter, right? Because like 10 grand might just pay your bills and you might not be able to invest $1 back into that business, right? But now all of a sudden you got $13,000, $14,000 coming off that. And so how does that compound? And I think when we think about a lot of AI implementation into businesses, it's like, yes, I can buy you back your time. That's not rocket science, right? But it's like, what does that allow you to do, right? Like when you have an extra 2 hours a day, what does that allow you to work on more? And how does that compound? So that's why we're getting into weirdo productivity gains. I mean, you look at sort of like GDP growth and productivity gains in the US with like lower headcounts, and we're going to be in a weird future, I think, in a couple of years. But anyway, that's a rant. Hopefully that gives you some context.
Wow. It absolutely does. I mean, to me, it sounds like the era of the Superman marketer and the one-man brand is here, is what it sounds like to me, which is exciting for me. I love what's happening right now across our space.
100%. One-man brand. I mean, for sure. I mean, I think if I wasn't building APFX, where mostly what we're working on is like much more like processes. Like I could probably just go be like a fractional CMO and for the first time go have 10 clients that paid me, $10,000 a month because I couldn't handle that bandwidth before. And we could do all your email flows, like put $1 million a year, from my phone and a laptop. That's kind of crazy, but you obviously think from a brand perspective as well. Like this is fundamentally going to change the way that brands work. I got friends doing a few $1 million a year in their pocket in media buying. In a couple of years, you know what I mean? Because media buying is going to be an example of one that I think is like creative is such a heavy piece of it now. And what happens when you're not touching any creative at all, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. James, I think that we just need to make sure that we lock you in to come back, brother.
I'm down. I'm sorry. I yap so much, man.
No. We love that.
There's nothing to apologize, James. It just means you got game, brother. You got yap inside there is what it is. And I think we've got several more hours locked in there, and we need to lock you in to come back. And tell me this, James. Tell me this, because I know there's a number of people in my network and Colin's network, etc.
Yeah.
They want AI implemented to the hilt to actually drive profit to their P&L and fatten up that wallet. And if they want to work with you, if they want to take those steps, man, where do they go? Who do they talk to? How do they get in line?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, and I'll see it. Or APFX is a good
yeah.
AI work with like mid-market businesses, so $10 million plus. Every once in a while you can find me, or james.camp. I can give you some consulting help. I'll take phone calls with people just to be nice, but in general, the sweet spots open up when you need really bigger help. So apfx.ai is where you can find me.
Love it.
Amazing.
Love it, brother. We appreciate you coming. We look forward to having you back, and we're going to stay glued to our phones to see what comes next.
Cool. I appreciate you guys having me. Excited to be back, and I'm happy to dive into.
Awesome. Yeah. What a G.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable what you can do now. It's just like the productivity gains are just unbelievable. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think he made some great points, particularly on the ops side. Obviously I am marketing coded. And so I always think about applying AI and its capabilities. I always think about ad creative, I think about email, I think about messaging, copywriting, development on the website, etc. But it's these hidden, boring places where probably unlocks the most profit. Like, when are we going to get all our elements together? How many things can we have here at one time? How long or can we estimate that sell through is based on our previous performance, etc. It's all those boring areas that probably unlocks the most amount of money.
That's stuff I like. Those are
Is it really? That's the stuff you like?
That's the fun stuff. I'm telling you, pricing stuff. I mean, he was talking about it where it's like you experiment with that pricing. Great. You got less fulfillment. You're shipping out less things.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Prices go through the roof. Okay. Conversion rate dropped a couple, maybe 0.2%, but we're selling even more at a higher price.
Yeah.
And we also are kind of incurring less fulfillment costs. Duh. This is amazing.
The thing that I love too about talking with James is that he's not a young blood early in the game, in the sense that he has been through multiple iterations of the internet and had success in all of them.
Yeah.
And now here we are in 2026, and what is he doing? He's pushing it all in on AI implementation, mid-market and above. Of course, he's taking consulting calls, and he's helping people in all ranges. But I love that he is doing this here and now with all of that experience behind him, because I think it's going to make generational wins for the kind of people that he works with. Be honest, I wish he was helping us, is what I wish.
It sounds like he's deep into Claude. Like that's his go-to weapon of choice is Claude. Yeah. And that's what I've been hearing a lot from business standpoint is Claude is kind of it's going to become the kind of the business, LLM.
Well, that's what I was taking away from the conversation with him. And also Dean Brennan, CEO of Heart and Soil. He's going to give us a deep dive on Friday into what he has been doing in Claude and how it has helped predict cash flow, turn that thing into a machine that his entire team can use and follow and work off of. And so I think there is a common throughput, a thread that I have seen at people who are at the top of our game right now, is that you see it with Cody Plofker, obviously you see it with Taylor Holiday, you see it with James here, you see it with Dean, is that the people who are at the top of these organizations that are looking around the next corners, they are into the thing itself. They are into the tools. They are developing. They're pouring out their ideas. They're overworking their processes. And it's not been relegated or outsourced to just give me a smart young guy who can come in here and do this. I appreciate that. And it's something that I've seen very consistently. And obviously James is an excellent example.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the biggest things that I think we should take away from this entire conversation is you got to be in the tools, folks. You got to be in the tools experimenting, because you don't want to have this kind of like, oh, I'm waiting for the next bus. I'm waiting for it to get a little bit better kind of thing. You got to start now.
Man, another thing that I'd love to get more technicals around, what he's doing. And I think a simple question would be, hey, in the future, is every marketer going to need to be comfortable working at the terminal level? Just as a basic foundational level.
Yeah,
it's a question that I have, and I think the answer is yes. So I think the answer is yes, but I'd love to hear his thoughts, because he's going inside of these businesses and setting up processes for various teams, roles to use and work with AI to largely automate what they do, but keep a human in the loop to increase productivity and quality at the end of the day. So I'd love to get his perspective on the technical side around processes, et cetera. We need to have him back. I think we should have him back. We got to do it. We shall do it. And we're going to have great internet while we do it too.
Yeah. We should also talk to that girl in Austin, the fertility coach.
Oh yeah, we should
get her on the show. I mean, let's go meet her.
We should bring her on the show.
And because she's probably already learned all this stuff already. And now James pointed out, she's very curious, which every operator should be. You got to be curious about these things. And so she's starting to go down the rabbit hole herself. Once you're down the rabbit hole, there's no going back.
It's like Alice in Wonderland, baby. You go down the rabbit hole, there ain't no coming back.
Exactly. I think that's where she's at right now. So that's exciting.
Neo followed the white rabbit, and then he became the
Which
one.
pill?
He became the one.
Yeah.
Before we move forward to our next story, we should talk about our good friends over at Postscript. Ladies and gentlemen, focus is an amazing thing. And whenever you focus, you get outsized results. That's what Postscript does with SMS. And that's why when people make the switch over to Postscript, they see on average a plus 22% increase in revenue. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a lot more than that. And I know you use some kind of solution or partner right now that does about 6 or 7 things for you all at one time. And that's nice and kind of convenient, but you don't see the best results when you have a higgledy-piggledy solution that does about 10 or 12 things for you all at one time. That's why you need to make the move over to Postscript. We went from making very little money on SMS to being a top 1% account inside their entire platform within a year. Okay. And I was very happy because, in some ways, Alex Beller called his shot when he called me. He said, hey, we want to make SMS your #1 revenue generator. You go to postscript.io/SMS-benchmarks, you are going to get a very clear idea. My vertical, my revenue band, what's normal for me to be doing on SMS, how can I get there? You work with Postscript, they're going to get you up and to the right. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, the art of the undercut. That's what we need to talk about here. There's a great story that was put out by Chris Kerner or Corner. Oh, yeah. I think it's Kerner is how you say it. MHP_guy. And he wrote this story about Tony, who has undercut DoorDash and all of the delivery services. This is important, ladies and gentlemen, because there is value to be had by going cheaper. Okay, there is. The only way to win is not going luxurious, always, ever, and only. You can win by finding a way to get underneath your competition. And Tony has done it. I'm going to read this story for us, and then we need to look at this guy's website. Good copywriting plus distribution is a cheat code. Do you know the backstory of Tony's hero journey? Tony was a broke DoorDash driver that made 6 versions of this flyer. Can you show his flyer, Carson? We should look at this flyer. Number 5 was a massive hit. He printed 300 copies and spent 4 days placing them near the Amazon office in Seattle. I believed not only my customers would be there, but people would share the flyer who would also be there. On day 4, it went viral on Reddit. On day 5, it went viral on Twitter. His website, TonyDelivers.co, is now swamped with demand, and his backlinks from countless major websites. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. How is it going for Tony? Since then, he developed an app. In January of 2025, the app went live. It's been operating now for 13 months. He's had nearly 100 million media impressions from the flyer alone. And he now has hundreds of drivers on his platform. And what I'll call out is you can see this here. You enter your details, and what he is telling you is how much the big delivery driver apps are screwing you. That is what he is telling you. Look at how much money they are going to charge you. I will not. I'm going to take $5, man. That's all I'm going to take. Look at how all my competitors are not doing you a solid and taking more money out of your wallet than they should. He has taken this angle, okay, to stoke a little anger inside the hearts of his potential customers. And I love it. The guy is crushing now. And he's gone from a broke DoorDash driver to someone with his own thriving business that has hundreds of drivers himself. Okay. I love this so much. We need to study the art of the undercut. You love this. You hate this. Do you think this is impossible for the rest of us inside of our places and spaces? What's your take, Colin?
I absolutely love this. I think one of the best ways to approach an industry is look for the bloat in the industry, where that's exactly what you get gouged with Uber Eats and DoorDash, where it's like, all right, I want a $10 burrito. Why is it all of a sudden $35 for me to take and get this burrito delivered to me?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make any sense anymore. And then you're kind of just like, I don't even know if I want a $35 burrito now. Like, that's just crazy. That's unreal. And so this guy's like, hey, it's going to be $5 every single time. That's awesome. I hope that my fiance does not find this, because she will use this a lot and probably still spend a lot of money on the apps. So I hope she doesn't find it, but good for him. This is
hard to say if he's available outside of one area. I don't know.
Yeah, Carson, that's crazy.
Can you see from the website? Dig for us a little bit on the website. I think a few things here are so smart. He's baked in, hey, I've got a flat fee and just a little application in our world. And a lot of times, sometimes There are agencies that have percentage of spend versus a flat fee. And I will just say, because I've been on both sides of this argument and I've been both sides of selling and buying, the flat fee is so much easier for me to swallow. Okay, it is. Absolutely. It is. From the buyer side, I think it's easier to sell from the selling side as well. What did you find there, Carson? Is he outside of one area or is it only in
drivers
Seattle?
Get 100%. That's
get 100%?
Really interesting. Yeah, he just showed that. Drivers get 100% of that markup.
Well, how is Tony making any money?
I don't know. How is Tony making money?
Tony, how are you making money, brother? I don't know how he's making money, but I think this is super smart of him. Flat fee. Okay, you can see he's taking hey, we're not going to take our drivers' money, and look how much these guys are. Look how much they're gouging you for.
Yeah.
Smart. There's opportunity there, guys. Don't look down on undercutting. Don't look down on thrifting. Okay, don't look down on whatnot. We've got an incredible example coming up here about live selling later in the show that everyone needs to pay attention to. I'm telling you, especially as we move into this next era. James called it himself. Hey, white collar work's going to get squirrely here in a few years. I mean, that's my take. That's my take. It's going to get squirrely. What is this thing going to exactly look like? How's it going to shake out? It's hard to say. Okay. In light of that, is there already opportunity on the value side of the spectrum in so many categories and verticals? Yes, there is. Number two, that opportunity may only grow as people have less income, less disposable income, especially in the middle class, have less disposable income to deploy. And so start thinking about it. The art of the undercut. Be the underdog. Be the underdog. Be a Tony. Bake in that flat fee and look for that bloat. It's a good call by you.
Thank you.
Next, we should talk about our good friends over at Topo Chico. Millennial hipsters from SoCal to Central Texas are in shambles right now because Topo Chico is gone until Q3, my friend. Completely gone. They will not exist. There will be no more bottles to be had until the second half of 2026. And I mean that quite literally. I'm going to read to you some from this article that comes to us via CNN. Attention, Topo Chico fans, brace yourself for a shortage that could stretch into the summer. Coca-Cola, which owns the carbonated mineral water brand, said the flagship product sold in glass bottles is temporarily unavailable in the United States because of facility upgrades at the water source and production facilities in Mexico. Production has slowed over the past 2 months because of problems with the wells in Monterey, a beautiful place from what I understand. The source of that water, according to a letter sent by Coca-Cola, the company said that letter it recently identified additional challenges in source wells, including quality issues related to the source's geology. We're now making further investments. The problem only affects the recognizable Topo Chico mineral water product, which is the most popular one, I have to say. My question right now, Colin, is does this make you want to go by hook and by crook, not literally breaking the law, but does this make you want to go buy a pallet of cherished Topo Chico water and sell it on eBay for 5X? Because I number one, I can't believe this happened, but number two, it's literally going to be gone. It's the most popular sparkling water in Central Texas. I can say that for sure. What's your thoughts on this?
This is amazing. People should be doing this and writing this down for a marketing angle because this is unbelievable. What's going to happen is people are going to go in droves to try to get Topo Chico before it runs out. Then everyone's going to be talking about the fact that you can't get Topo Chico for all of that time period. And then it's going to come back and people are going to be hammering it when it comes back. It's kind of like, Chick-fil-A. When do you want Chick-fil-A the most?
You want it on Sunday.
I want it on Sunday, but it's not available, so I can't get it. And so I'm like, I got to get it Monday. Dang it. This is amazing. I think more companies should take note of this, and the lesser popular products that they have.
Purposefully.
We're running out of this. Like, sorry, we don't have this anymore. We're not going to have this for like a quarter or two. People are like, what? Wait a minute. Now I want no. You can't get rid of that. I love that. And
purposely
it's going to
go out of stock.
Yeah, it's going to feed the news cycle. People will love it. It'll be great. Yeah, take some notes here.
I think probably whoever was in charge of operations here probably taken a significant L. I mean, you hate to
For sure.
see not being able to sell your hero product for about half a year.
Yeah.
But I do think that this ultimately helps them. I do. I think that
Absolutely.
this helps them because when something that is popular gets scarce, absent makes the heart grow fonder. So I do think that this helps them. And I will say this, there is a very smart operator inside of our space, full of acumen. I shall not say his name publicly right now because he told me this in confidence, but he said that when they launch a new product inside his business,
Yeah.
it always sells out,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't actually sell out.
a great move.
It always sells out. They'll
That's a
give
great
it,
move.
they'll see how it runs, how's it going, and then they'll just decide, hey, on next date, we're going to pull the plug and take it down off the website, and then we'll bring it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it back. A few weeks later, hey, we got a little more stock, super hot. Get it while
Yeah.
it's here. It's going to be gone again. And you know what? I put that in my pocket, and I
Yeah.
have never forgotten that. I have never forgotten that.
There's going to be some speakeasy parties in Austin, Texas, like prohibition style for
Prohibition.
Topo Chico.
Topo, baby.
Yeah. Hey, what's the password? Oh, water. All right, come on in. Come on in. How many? You got one guy? You got two guys? All right, come on in.
Monterey. There's going to be some non-alcoholic speakeasies where Topo is the hottest.
The hottest
drink. I know if you were here, I know you would be on that.
Oh, I'd be in there. I'd be in there.
You would be in there and on that. Okay, before we hit our next story, let's talk about our friends over at Seguno, Carson. Seguno, ladies and gentlemen, is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. And why is that important? Why is that important? Why does that matter? Your emails, your reviews, your banners, all of the things, it's all right there where you already work and play. And that means you don't have to trust some kind of duct taped integration such that you hope your email data is actually true. You don't have to trust that thing syncing and integrating. Your Shopify data is the data. And in this era of e-commerce, AI-powered commerce on the interwebs, you want Shopify to be the place that holds all of that precious gold, your data. This is email 3.0. It is the next iteration, the next version. And this is why Seguno won 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. One-click automations, okay, actual humans you can get a hold of who will help you with your issues. If you don't have a full-time email marketer on your team right now, Seguno was built for you. Lean teams with big dreams. Go to seguno.com. They'll give you a free trial. You want to test drive that baby. If you tell them Kyle and I sent you, they'll extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, let's go to Dove's Almost Too Honest campaign here. I really don't know that this thing was a win. Dove turns a brutally honest Reddit review into an unfiltered campaign. Carson, if you can, we need to zoom in so that the good people can see this. I'm going to read it to you if you cannot see this, because I think I want to know your opinion, Colin. I'm not sure that this is a win. Okay, this is it's like a billboard, but it's not a billboard. It's something that they put up on the sides. If you were in New York City, you're walking down the street, these kind of wallpapered posters. And it says their reviews. That's our campaign. No edits. It's got a small Dove. I don't even know what this product is, to be honest. I can't tell. I literally can't tell what it is. It's some kind of facial cream something. And then there are two Reddit reviews. Okay. One says, the mask smells so good and leaves my hair very soft. It honestly feels like a high-end product, but it is very affordable! Exclamation point. Honestly, kind of feels a little bit like AI to me. Number two, very moisturizing and smells hella bad. Like not a good, fresh cleaner smell, but like that old aldehyde kind of smell. Okay. Smells hella bad. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, tell us how you really feel. Smells hella bad. Okay. And then the closing CTA is this next poster. It says, hit or miss, what's your take? And it's got these two kind of cutish Reddit characters. Okay. I think that this is a total miss. A total miss. And I get it. Dove, they want to lean into honesty. Okay. They've had this shtick for a long time, and I think it's really worked. In this case, I think this is a total strikeout. I mean, this is not good at all. If you want to feature bad reviews, make it funny, okay? Make it funny, make it humorous. Hey, 1 star because I don't know. You delivered so much value and you put free products I didn't ask for in my order. I mean, make it funny somehow.
Couldn't fit through my door because you put in so much product.
Exactly. I signed up for the subscription. Turns out I didn't need it, even though I used it every day. It lasted for 3 months. 1 star. I mean, something. Do something. Make us laugh and communicate. Get our attention and communicate something of value.
Yeah.
Not this smells hella bad. That's not good. And to be honest, the thing that I mainly take away is look at these cute little Reddit characters. I don't even know what the product is. I can't tell.
Yeah.
I just know that it smells hella bad. Okay, that's emblazoned in my memory. And there's cute Reddit characters. Okay, your thoughts on this? Were they trying to do the right thing? Is there a better way to repackage UGC or honest reviews in this way?
For sure. I mean, I think this is just, a Dove exec kind of getting a little too cute and trying to be a little bit too, oh, we're going to have a viral moment with this. Like, I promise you, we'll figure it out with Reddit. It's going to be this whole thing in the zeitgeist. And they just tried to kind of manufacture this virality and tried to almost will it into existence where they're like, oh, this is super funny. It's comically timing perfect. It's with Reddit. We're going to do the reviews. It just didn't work. It just didn't work at all.
It didn't work at all. And that, the takeaway is like, hey, you choose, you tell us, is it good or bad? Well, I don't know.
You're supposed to tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't even know what the
horrible call to action.
I don't even know what the product is.
How do I tell you? Should I email you? You don't even tell me how to tell you. Do I text you? You don't give me a QR code.
How about a QR code for a free sample? Okay, give me a free sample, and then I'll tell you. All right, here it is.
Free sample.
Intensive repair Dove. I don't know what I'm repairing.
Wow.
I don't know. I know it's moisturizing and it smells hella bad, but it'll repair something. How about give me a QR code that I can scan with my phone, and then allow me to go and test it myself, and then I'll write a review. I can go comment on Reddit. Give me something to do, not just this kind of leave me up in the air. You tell me. I don't even know what the thing is.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that alone is a better campaign because at least you get phone numbers. And now you're building up a list. They're going to be in New York City. They're semi-interested in Dove. Hey, we heard the feedback that it didn't smell good. We heard the feedback. 2 weeks later, hey, by the way, we updated the product with a new smell. Would you be interested in trying it? Now you're like, now you've done a campaign. This is just too cutesy. It's too convoluted too. It's just too convoluted.
And I like the thought that they're trying to embrace imperfection, win credibility.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an anti-AI fake advertising thing. I would also just say, though, I think advertising is good. It's good.
Sure.
I've got a good thing and I'm trying to sell it to you.
Yeah.
Advertising's good. It's good.
But then they use like AI generated characters for the personas instead of just the real people. So then it's kind of like, well, I get you want to be people, but then I'm just looking at robots. Like, what is it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Not a win. I would not call this a win.
No.
Okay. Our last two stories here, And let's hit one more, and then we'll
Sure.
talk about our last sponsor before we get to the end here, Carson. I'm talking about Poca. Let's move forward to the new Better For You sweetener. Okay, Poca
Love it.
is a new brand, Better For You sweetener that has been started by Hims execs. Okay, there's a
Smart.
new Better For You sweetener on the market. Hims co-founder Hillary Coles and Emily Boschwitz, former head of marketing at Hims, are launching a new sweetener syrup this week. The new brand called Poca offers 0-calorie syrup with a boost of fiber. Hashtag fiber maxing in portable sachets that can be added to coffee, tea, matcha, or other beverages, launching in trendy flavors like pistachio, strawberry shortcake, as well as classics like caramel and vanilla. Coles believes much of the current CPG startup scene has been dominated by products that optimize food and support biohacking routines. Poca's positioning is to bring back enjoying sweetness any time of the day without guilt. They're trying to recover sugar in some way. Now, they don't actually use cane sugar, but that is what they are attempting to do. Not so much
That's
framed
what it is.
in the biohacking direction, but hey, have some sweet, have a delicious treat. Maybe it's cost effective, and treat yourself and don't feel guilty. Now,
Yeah.
my question for you here, Colin, is that as I was looking at this, and Carson has it pulled up now, I think this thing may be a little too on the nose. Okay, go back to the homepage, Carson. I think obviously the target customer here, Gen Z woman. That's just my guess. Okay. You look at the front page, you look at the colors, you look at the people that they're featuring. Gen Z woman, beautiful, attractive, fun, on the go, and they're having the sweet thing, and they've got their sachet, very cute. Got my big pistachio mug. Okay, now let's go to the product page. I just want to read you some of this copy. Okay, now I am open to being wrong, genuinely. I just wondered if this was a little too on the nose. Okay, let me read some of this to you. Classic vanilla bean flavor that adds that extra oomph to any drink. This syrup is the one that started Poca. She's diva. She's mother. She's the whole vibe. Poca is the new sugar for your coffee, matcha, or anything you want to make it sweet without the crash out. 0-calorie, good source of fiber, no aftertaste. We're a new, no, that's not the one I want. Oh, yes, it is. Poca is the new sugar with main character energy.
I like it. I love it. I mean, this is so amazing. Carson, bring me up on solo. This is like one of the perfect, this is one of the perfect launches here. You have Hims the Hims executives are clearly super, super smart people. They're dealing with all of the insights, the health insights that they got as Hims executives. And now they're bringing that to probably that demographic as well that said, I was on all the stuff for Hims and I still really was craving some sugary stuff, but I was trying not to be bad and trying not to, mess up my weight goals and all these things. And now you have this thing, which is a monk fruit derivative, kind of with a little bit of tasting. So you got the vanilla beans, the mochas, and all that. This is going to be a home run. I love the fact that they created some character around the brand, but they also were very direct about the fact that the use case is, hey, we want to be inside of, your matchas, your coffees, your fun drinks. This is going to be a home run.
I'm not so sure.
Absolutely.
I'm not so sure. I trust the operators.
Yeah,
These
sure.
are high quality operators.
Sure.
But think about this. Okay. These sachets,
Sure.
they cost about $2 each. Okay.
Okay.
About $2 each.
Okay.
Now, if I need to provide my own coffee plus a $2 sweetener, I'm looking at about $3. Why wouldn't I just go get the drink myself?
Because you're trying to watch your calories and your sugar.
I mean, maybe. I get it. I can take it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're obviously focused on who they're
Sure.
going after. I wonder if maybe the copy's a little bit over the top, but
It's
they're
perfect.
they're obviously focused. She's got main character energy. She's mother. She's
Yeah.
the whole vibe. Okay, I get it. They're very focused, and I think it probably tastes great. That's my guess. But I don't know. I don't. Why wouldn't I just take my $3 and just turn it into 5 or 6 and go and have my not just my sweet treat, but my sweet little moment. I can go to Starbucks or I can go to my local coffee, what, and get my fancy matcha and somebody else made it, not me. I wonder.
There's a really good investor right now inside of our space who his name is Brian Sugar, ironically enough, and he runs Sugar Capital.
All right,
and
there we go.
He's investing only in things that are fundamental lifestyle changes in the healthier consumer. This is one of those things where this is going to enter into their lifestyle. It's a subscription brand, so you know that I love it so much.
I know that you love that.
It's a subscription brand. You got the Gen Z targeting, the amount of influencers that you could absolutely pile on with this, that influencers that they have that before and after weight loss that are really focused on being healthier. The messaging's a home run. Everyone's trying to be healthier right now. Longevity's out through the roof right now.
Yeah.
This is a bad take from you, and I'm calling it.
Well, okay. Here, let me revise. Let me revise.
I'll give a revision. Let's see it.
I will say, in the vein of GLP-1s and all of the forthcoming, hey, I can't even eat now if I wanted to. I do see value. I see value. 0 calorie. Hey, sweet. I can still. I see it. I get it. But I don't know. Part of me wants to say, like, just give me a whole freaking bottle. Give me a big one. If I can buy a sachet, just give me a big bottle that I can use too. I will say too, they've got a lot of reviews. They got a lot of positive reviews for only having been debuted a few days. I don't know if there's some gray hat review things going on here. I'll just point out, okay.
Yeah.
They've got reviews from 30 days ago. Okay.
Yeah. Beta testers.
Well, I guess so. I guess
you gotta have the beta testers.
I guess they were. They were. Hey, I'm not. No shame in the game. No shame in the game. As long as it's legal. I'm for it. I do want to try it. I think it's probably delicious. I just wonder. I mean, and I'm not the target audience here, but I think I'd rather just go and pay for a fancier one that's 0 calorie and let me spend double and get the little treat moment in addition to the little treat taste.
That bottle that you're talking about that you want, that's another V2 product extension as well.
Probably true. It's probably
so
true.
It's another opportunity for them to just bring that in-house. This is going to be a home run business.
It's probably true. I mean, they are the right persons to do this thing. So
exactly.
We'll see. This may be the worst L I take all year. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, before we move forward to our last story, let's talk about our great partners at AMP. Ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot describe how your business is doing in a sentence or two, if you cannot tell me succinctly, quickly, how is your CAC? Where is your LTV? How are we progressing toward forecast or not? Are we up, down, left, or right? I'm not sure you know how your business is doing. That's why we love working with AMP, and that's why their favorite tool of mine, Lifetimely, should be inside your tool set. What they allow you to do is to know hard and fast what your numbers are, how you are trending toward forecast or not, and what you should do next based upon that. The problem inside of all these teams, you guys know, somebody's got their spreadsheet here, somebody's got their spreadsheet over there, hither and thither, and nobody can really tell you how things are going. You want to scale with confidence in 2026, and that's why you need to be using AMP. If you use their tool Lifetime, you get all their other tools for free. It's all designed to put profit inside your pocket. They are doing incredible things with their AI right now that is going to be released in just about 2 weeks, where it will be prompting you, this cohort, this product, cut that one, test this offer. It's going to be prompting you, my friend. And that's why we love working with them. We're going to bring CEO Patrick Barnes back on to talk about it. Go to useamp.com, test drive that platform today, scale with confidence in 2026. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, do you not want to get replaced by AI, Colin?
I don't want to.
I don't want to get replaced by AI.
I prefer not to.
I would prefer not to get replaced by the robots. I want to use the robots. I do not want to get replaced by the robots. We have a great example that comes to us via John Roman, CEO, I think founder. I think he's the owner now, I'll say that, of BattleBox.
Yeah.
And John had this to say about his guy, Cam. People love consistency until it becomes inconvenient. That is when you find out if you have operators or if you have leaders. Cameron runs BattleBox's social commerce engine. He owns everything that touches it, including our Whatnot channel. 65 shows a month. People been sleeping on Whatnot, Colin. BattleBox is doing 65 shows a month on Whatnot. Every month. That is not posting content. That is live retail with real stakes and real pressure. And I love this. The more he talks about it, the more excited I get. With that many shows, things happen. Last week, one of our hosts got sick and gave us an hour's notice before showtime. No backup host was available for that morning slot. The easiest move was to cancel it or push it to another day. We are on pace for our best month ever. Losing a show does not help that. Cam did not look for the easiest option. He looked for the right one. He stepped in and hosted the show himself. Cam is not a host. He is the person behind the curtain, making sure the whole machine works, scales, and keeps its standards. The show needed a host, so he became one. No drama, no complaining, just ownership. That is leadership in commerce. Be more like Cam. And we got an epic shot of our boy Cam on stream, making it happen in real time. No plan, no host. I am the host, baby. I am the moment, stepping in and making it happen. I love this so much. That is how you do not get replaced by AI. True or false?
Yeah. True. And also all brands should be doing this. I don't know. We had this take earlier, maybe a couple weeks ago, where all brands should be hiring some interns from college to be on their TikTok live or their whatnot, go live. They're doing it 65 times a month. Oh, and by the way, the little blurb that was in there, a quick little sentence, a little throwaway sentence is, we're on pace to do our best month ever.
Yeah.
There's some correlation to this, folks, where I'm telling you, if you do this as a brand and you invest 2 to 3 amazing folks on camera, you will see the dividends.
Yeah. And I think obviously BattleBox is seeing that. And Cam looks like a young guy here.
Yeah.
I doubt that he is still in college, but I would guess he is in his 20s.
Sure.
And my man is making it happen, owning all things related to social commerce for Whatnot and beyond, not just making posts, but all of those shows and stepping in and making it happen when it mattered most. And there was nobody to fill that spot. I appreciate that. And good on him. We all need to be a little bit more like Cam.
Social media does not discriminate by age. It just discriminates by how good you are. That's all you need.
Yeah, I need to get better. I need to get better. I'm inspired, having talked with James today and having looked at what Cam is doing. I'm inspired.
Yeah.
Now we gotta put the processes in place so that we can take full advantage of what is going on social. Many thanks to James Camp for coming on show today. Many thanks to Seguno and Postscript and Amp for making this show possible. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We will be back tomorrow, and we've got more banger guests coming on this week. I mean, it's kind of shocking how many banger guests we have coming. Many thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.